What was good with it, YouTube? YouTube Buzz, your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and I'm up. And man, hey, I had heard the news about it last night. Well, the Layman got this here situated, right? But yeah, man. Hey, I had heard the news last night about what Chadwick Boseman. I'm just like how everybody else is. When they heard the news about Chadwick, they was like, man, they joking or lying. But you heard about the stuff in the past, and they, when you seen him, you're like, he ain't look like he was doing too well. So everybody was sending their prayers and hopes because you could tell when something real going on, and they wasn't really talking about it. Or they never denied it as just stuff like that. So man, was good with the chaos. So when I heard about Chadwick, I was like, or last night, I was like, damn, that ain't true. And then I was just going through some feed stuff like that, and then I was just seeing more and more and more stuff. So the more you start seeing, and you start seeing it, then you have to accept the fact that that he's actually gone. So when I heard about it, I was just like, damn, I was telling people that Chadwick, said I heard that Black Panther was gone. Give my shout outs to him, but they said he was like what age 43, and he died from like I'm not sure, colon cancer or something, because I had heard about it last night, and this morning I came on live to go in with y'all so we can find out what's going on together. You know what I'm saying? Live. This ain't nothing that I'm talking about, something that I'm going to do some background stuff. We're going to do this together. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy, but you got to, it make you realize, tomorrow's not promised to no one. And how we were just talking about it yesterday, about with the hurricane and how people are losing. So you got to cherish the time that you have, and be appreciative of the things that you do have, and start complaining about the things that you don't have. Those type of situations. But yeah. So when I had seen seeing the news about it, I was like, man, it got me off guard. But you know what I'm saying? That's a part of life, that we blessed to have the opportunity to get to know the person. And he was actually a good person and left a good legacy behind. He was able to give us one of the greatest movies of all times, bring a character to life that no one ever in a million years when I was growing up as a child ever thought they would see Black Panther on a big TV, on the big movie screen, things like that. So he will always be remembered. He's gonna always be with us. You know what I'm saying? And we was blessed to have the opportunity to get to know this person and share moments with him. And you know what I'm saying? And my prayers go out to his family and friends. Yeah. But we're gonna go ahead and see what since we jumping straight in here, I'm gonna play like some of the news had to say about Chadwick and find out some. Let's see. I think we're just gonna check out this. I got one for you. Just be cool. It's coming. And say number 7. There you go. All right. Yeah. See. Now you know when that shit transformed. That's when we go in.
Been passing away after a very private battle with colon cancer. He was just 43 years old.
The Black Panther star, who also portrayed a roster of Black American icons, being remembered by fans, friends, and fellow actors for his talents, his spirit, and his heart. ABC's Chris Connolly joined us from Los Angeles with more. Chris, good morning. This is a huge loss.
Yes, good morning, Janae. At this moment in our history, it is hard to think of an actor more indispensable, more absolutely necessary right now than Chadwick Boseman. His passing leaves moviegoers in mourning. He could play a Marvel superhero and give him a human dimension, while commanding the screen as only a true movie star can. Playing the title role in Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman was a singular force.
I bought this building. And that's a building. That one over there.
In a defining film for our time and our culture is King T'Challa, a figure of wisdom and gravity in 3 dimensions, capable of action and deep emotion.
What happens now determines what happens to the rest of the world.
Embodying the Wakanda Forever spirit, the
They should have
beating
let me
heart of
edit
a
this
movie
up.
whose impact was transformative for millions of moviegoers.
Hold on, let me
Why
pause
is
it
it
for a second. I mean, not to just kind of tad bit on something, but they should have I could have edited that better than that to give you more of a feel of the true spirit of the right statements and stuff like that that could have embodied the, you know what I'm saying, what he was just talking about. But I'm guessing it's kind of, but you know, it just happened and it's catching everybody off guard. So, you know, just kind of like people writing and they kind of stunned. So I can understand.
To you that there's a movie like this that represents Black heroes?
It's important because I didn't have this growing up. Yeah. I just know what it's gonna mean to you when you see it. That it can give you a certain type of confidence when you walk through the world.
Most recently, Boseman appearing in Spike Lee's Da 5 Bloods on Netflix. And as an actor, Chadwick Boseman could do it all. He could play revered legends and bring them to fresh, daring, unexpected life.
Hey, give me a hand with these, would you?
What have you got in here? Cement?
Guns. Books.
As a determined young Thurgood Marshall, fighting for justice in Reggie Hudlin's Marshall.
Everybody gonna know your name.
James Brown.
In Get On Up as James Brown, the uncompromising godfather of soul, musical taskmaster, and trailblazer of funk.
Check him out.
And as Jackie Robinson in 42, humanizing an icon and giving viewers every bit of his courage, intellect, and fire in the face of savage racism. His impact further by how he represented the characters he played on screen in the real world.
There are two little kids, Ian and Taylor, who recently passed from cancer. And throughout our filming, I was communicating with them. And their parents said they're trying to hold on till this movie comes. And when I found out that it means a lot.
Chadwick Boseman's achievements made even more remarkable with the revelation that he'd undergone treatment for colon cancer since 2016, making movies during and between countless surgeries and chemotherapy, according to a statement posted on Instagram. The stunning news of his passing evoking an outpouring of grief. His co-star, Chris Evans. This is beyond heartbreaking. Chadwick was special. Rest in power, King. Viola Davis, no words to express my devastation. And Walt Disney Company Executive Chairman Bob Iger. He brought enormous strength, dignity, and depth to his groundbreaking role of Black Panther, shattering myths and stereotypes, adding his absence from the screen is only eclipsed by his absence from our lives. Chadwick Boseman died on Friday at the age of 43, mourned by his loved ones and by so many who will never forget his powerful, pioneering work. It is a monumental loss, Janae.
Absolutely. And he was going through so much, but still gave us so many incredible pieces of work. Chris, thank you so much this morning.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here.
Yeah, that's enough of that. But man, that's heartbreaking type stuff. Like, man, he's a good dude. Yeah, Chadwick Boseman, that's a good dude. They, you know what I'm saying? But y'all here, you know, that's what the ones that happen to. It happened to the good people. It happened to the good ones. It happened to the people that's making a mark on society. Yeah, kind of got me off, you know what I'm saying, off guard a little bit, you know. So let's just go to somebody else and see what they got to say about Chadwick Boseman. While we collect our thoughts, and this is everything always. If you you don't know about this YouTube channel, his name, well, I think his name Chad or something like. I watch his videos. He got some great content, and he keep it interesting. You know, he keep it interesting, keep it going, and he makes some good points. But you know, when I do jacking for topics, I go to some good people that got some good content. So you know, check them out. You know what I'm saying? I toast to that. Go to this and put cups up or chuck or whatever, you know. But here we go. Let's see what he got to say. Damn. Okay, his video is not no video to for me to share like this. But if you are interested in checking out his old video, well, let's see. Let's find somebody else. Okay, let's go check out Robert. You want to see what Robert Storm have to say? Let's see. He got 6 minutes. We can skim through his. Let's check out what Robert Storm had to say about T'Challa. Everybody is running through a ad. Man, what's good with it, G4? Yeah, man, I'm just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, sitting here cool and checking out and seeing what.
Now, the reason why these are great, they're anti-taping, cooling boxer briefs.
Skip that. All right.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel.
So basically right here is, I'm just checking out what other people had to say and giving my opinion about Chadwick Boseman, because I found that information last night, right? And you know, I was scrolling through. I was on Instagram, I think, when I first seen it, Twitter, one of the two. And when I seen the information, I didn't believe it at first. And then when you keep scrolling and you start seeing more and more people, you know what I'm saying, wishing prayers out to his family and stuff like that. And then I had to come to, you know what I'm saying, knowing that they were just one of the plan, it was for real. So this morning when I woke up, I said, when I fix me a cup of coffee, do what I normally do in the morning time, scroll through YouTube and find, you know what I'm saying, and here's some information about what had went on, about with Chadwick Boseman. And they were saying about, okay, it was a struggle that he had with colon cancer that he'd been dealing with. And now he's trying to, now that you know what I'm saying, they just talking about, you know what I'm saying, how long he's been going through it and, you know, his private battle and how just, you know what I'm saying, just his life and his legacy and how much of an impact he actually had on our society and this generation today. Right. When he had lost a lot of weight, that's when everybody was, when if I'm not mistaken, it was around when I think one of the first riots and Chadwick Boseman, when it was saying about Black Lives Matter, and he came out and he made a statement, and that's when everybody noticed that he had lost all the weight and stuff, and people was wondering, was it for a movie role or was he sick, and people was, you know what I'm saying, wishing prayers to his family and stuff like that. And now we find out that, you know, from the case scenario is because of he had colon cancer, and they had he was showing one video. Now it kind of hit a little bit harder when they showed this video when he had when he was making a Black Panther movie, and they had these two little dudes that he was giving a shout out to, and he was like, his mom was saying how they was battling with cancer, and they biggest struggle, they wanted to, you know what I'm saying, they was holding on because they wanted to see that movie, you know, and by him going through that too, yeah, you know, stuff like that. But let's see what Robert Storm had to say.
This is kind of a rough topic for me. I gotta be honest with you guys. Many of you guys who been following me for the past few years, many of you guys have been following me since my Black Panther video that I did when the movie came out. You know, whether it be Black Panther beat Justice League or Black Panther.
Actually, that's when I first started with my YouTube too as well. Around the same time when the Black Panther movie came out, I had created a YouTube channel, but when the Black Panther movie came out, that's when I was like, I'm doing YouTube and I'm trying to, become a part of this community. That's when I first really got a part of it too. And I remember watching Robert Storm videos back then when he was making them about the Black Panther. And he had some good points in. It was roughly around that time there too.
Panther gets bad reviews in China. I done several Black Panther videos when the movie first came out, and the movie and the character means a lot to me. Last night before we went live, we were supposed to talk about New Mutants, and then my phone blew up from all of my subscribers saying, "Hey, this man, Chadwick Boseman, passed away at the age of 43 from colon cancer." And it hit me. It hit me pretty hard. At first it hit me. I was in disbelief. And then I quickly took down that stream, and then I made a dedication live stream with my fellow Storms Live brothers and fellow panelists. And if you watch that stream, it hit me pretty hard when I was able to finally sit down and kind of process it.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I kind of skipped through the video because you want to see his whole video.
Cancer sucks. Cancer doesn't care if you're white, you're black, you're a female, or a man. Oh, it's just a movie with bad CGI. It's just a Lion King reboot or ripoff or whatever you want to call it. That movie meant a lot to the Black community. That's what I've always stated. That's the reason why I was nominated for Best Picture, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It transcended its genre. People of me who might say Black Panther is not important.
I'm gonna rewind because I want to.
It's just a movie with bad CGI. It's just a Lion King reboot. Yeah. Fighting with it for 4 years, it means a lot. And oh man, like I said, my channel wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Black Panther, and that's just a fact, man, because I did videos on Black Panther and how it means something to community. There's certain people out there that want to pretend like Black Panther doesn't mean anything, right? Oh, it's just a movie with bad CGI. It's just a Lion King reboot or ripoff or whatever you want to call it. That movie meant a lot to the Black community. That's what I've always stated. That's the reason why I was nominated for Best Picture, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It transcended its genre. People of me who might say Black Panther is not important, right? Or Blade was actually the first Black superhero movie. Well, it didn't have the budget and the backing that Black Panther had. Black Panther was the first big budget film with an all-Black cast, mostly all-Black cast, with a big studio like Marvel Studios and Disney backing it, and it made $1 billion. And the thing is, the reason why that movie is so important is because for the first time, young Black kids could see themselves represented on screen. People like me, we seen ourselves, whether it be Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, Superman, Batman, and certain people are like, I never see myself represented because that's white privilege. We take that for granted because we've been seeing ourselves represented on screen our entire life. There's a new generation of kids that grew up and they see what this man right here did, and now they see themselves on screen. That's important. And the fact that this man was able to fight for 4 years with colon cancer, and he was still able to put out content because he knew what that role meant to people, it means a lot. I would not be here if it wasn't for Black Panther. That is a fact. Okay, I have met so many great people, whether it's at conventions, movie theaters. I met Anzo, Danny, because of the success of Black Panther and the videos that I did. And I'm thankful so much for each and every one of them. I got new subscribers last night.
Bro, I mean, I just don't want to play his whole video, but he really makes some good points about how he feel about, because I remember his Black Panther videos, and it ain't like he actually telling the truth about, because I remember that time. I was there when that happened, when that occurred. And if I think about it too, I even remember, you know what I'm saying, I might even took part of it. They had an outroar about Black Panther 2. This was already prior to the movie, man. It was when when SWJ stuff was going on and everybody was talking about gender swapping, all the roles of women taking over and stuff like that. And they was putting in the air, and we was hearing about on Black Panther 2 that Shuri was gonna be taking the role of Black Panther, and they was like, oh, how they gonna just take the role from T'Challa? But you know what I'm saying, you know, they had to have some type of, you know, saying they probably knew something about the situation. And to be honest with it, it was none of our business. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't want to share his business, what's going on in his personal life. So, you know what I'm saying? You respect his personal life business. I kind of understand why they kind of was talking about putting Shuri as the new Black Panther and kind of throwing it in the air for people to hear it without having to say, you know what I'm saying, the situation that Chadwick Boseman is going through. Exactly, G4. I just seen what you had said about that's between him and his family. You know what I'm saying? That's not for, like you said, me, you, or you know what I'm saying, all of us. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't for our business, but you know what I'm saying. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, by the passing of him, it was just, you know what I'm saying, it's shocking that a situation like that. But at the same time, it should dawn and give more awareness to the situations that's going on, because they have all these things that's going on, but certain things that we still need to be paying attention to, like is our health, our body, things that we eat, how we treat other people, you know, things like that. It should be a common, you know what I'm saying, for everything. It ain't supposed to be just no one time or just here and there, but let's see, let's find something else, because I ain't gonna just run Robert Storm, because his was pretty good. So, you know what I'm saying, if you wanna check out somebody that makes some good content, Robert Storm, he actually makes some good content. He don't know who I am. I give shout out to people even though they don't know who I am, because I check out their video stuff, because that's just who I am. Like this video I'm gonna show y'all, his it's called the channel is called Everything Always. They his sister. No, it's gonna be Cherie. It's gonna be Cherie. Cherie gonna be the person to take over the Black Panther role. Right. Cherie, they was bringing that to the. I mean, we gonna get. I mean, I really think that we gonna get to that roadblock when we get them, because they still have stuff like Storm, like the situation with Storm and how they was going to introduce her into the Black Panther movie. So what's the change in the dynamics switch? And I mean, really and truly, they can have the I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch the Black Panther movie again today. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna go back and just talk about things that I might have overlooked, or things that could be brought to the light. So it could, you know what I'm saying, bring a whole different discussion and see different angles of stuff that might go on. Right. I mean, that same thing, G4, that I was that I was thinking about when I was complaining about it at the time, but they might have known about this case scenario. So they might have been like trying to, you know what I'm saying, prepare for a switch, you know what I'm saying, in the movie industry, and we not knowing what they doing. Because, you know, they, you know, because it's his business and they want to say, you know, they have to do that. But let's see what what's it, Everything Always have to say and share what he have to say. He made some good content too.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman. In a breaking headline you will see basically everywhere, as we reported by multiple outlets and confirmed by his very own Twitter. The actor that played Black Panther, among others, Chadwick Boseman, has passed away after a battle with colon cancer. The post on his Twitter account reads, "It is with immeasurable grief that we can confirm the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016 and battled with these last 4 years as it progressed to stage 4. A true fighter, Chadwick persevered through it all and brought you many of the films you have come to love so much, from Marshall to The Five Bloods, August Wilson's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and several more. All were filmed during and between countless surgeries and chemotherapy. It was the honor of his career to bring T'Challa to life in Black Panther. He died in his home with his wife and family by his side. The family thanks you for your love and prayers and asks that you continue to respect their privacy during this difficult time. Surely there is a lot to be said about him as an actor and a person. But for now, we will say rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman."
Man. That's why you're supposed to appreciate the moments while you have them, because you'll never know. You know what I'm saying? The people that's close to you, them the people that's going to be there for you. You know, you never ignore them or just act like they don't exist, because, you know, who knows or what might happen, or who might be the person that's you need that's gonna be on your side, that's gonna stick there with you. Yeah, but Black Panther was one of those people that just, man, you can't sum it up all in one word, because he was a good person all around, right? He was not no bad person or no person that got in trouble with other people, or a person that did conniving stuff that it was always in the headlines about this person doing this or this person. I mean, he didn't get in trouble with this person or this person. You know, you never heard stuff like that, like stuff like Ellen, you know, portrayed to be a good person, and then you behind the scenes there's always somebody saying stuff bad about you. But the thing about it is, what I learned is you can feel a person's presence, and their presence cannot lie. And they don't want you to know about, even with an actor. Even if he acting, he got the embodiment of who you are as a person. It matters when you're playing a certain role, because who you are as a person is going to reflect of a role that you play. So regardless of who you are, I mean, like Ryan Reynolds, you know, he a comedian and he jokes in real life. He looked like a person that's going to sit there and talk shit. So when he played Deadpool, the embodiment was more natural because of, you know what I'm saying, the type of person he is. And when he played like T'Challa and he played Jackie Robinson and stuff, you see the embodiment of the character. But you can see the pureness of his soul. Like, he's not there to hurt nobody, harm no one. He wasn't worried about being the richest person and owning everything and stuff like that. So people like that, those are the people that's just more concerned about what can they do for other people and help push society forward and leave something like Black Panther for all the next generations to actually see representation. Then, like Robert Storm said it himself, white people might get mad because they don't even understand what really white privilege is, because it's right there in front of your face. It's like if it's no something normal and common, you wouldn't and you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't understand that it's out the ordinary, or you just getting something that's in your favor, like something like every superhero always representing a stereotypical white person in a certain manner, especially when it comes to like the most powerful ones or something like that. They always had a certain type of look to them. The beautiful women, they always had a certain type of look to them. They always had a certain type of, and it was always a running theme. And he came to shatter that thought. Like when you see the kids, well, y'all seen it where they had the little kids and they'll grab a white baby doll and a black baby doll, and they'll say which one pretty, which one ugly, and just self-consciously, it's because when you see anything, when they were seeing on stuff on TV, the representation automatic pointed to them like that. So now when they seen something, their automatic first impression was that, because that was part of white privilege, and white people didn't even know it because of things like that. And he was coming to shatter these things. He was coming to bring a new era of way of thinking, way of seeing people, of way of bringing light to everybody. You know, things like when Malcolm X and Martin Luther King brought change, and he have everybody thinking, and he moved the path forward. Like a person like Dave Chappelle, he was talking, and like sometimes it's like now it's more about it's a different way of doing things. Like back then it was the Million Man March. Now we have a Black Panther movie that's based about Wakanda, and how if Black people had their own place and how advanced they'll be, and how it'll coexist with the earth, like with the natural, you know what I'm saying, roar with the natural form of the earth, and everything will be efficient. Everything will be self-efficient. That, you know what I'm saying, that's would have been the first thought. Like, why build stuff to make me rich and make you have to work for me? Why not build stuff so everybody can live in harmony? You know, it was more of that way of thinking, and they was putting it out there like, this is the situation and this is the other situation, and it give you more of that a pride situation, a pride feel. So I understand when he was doing it in the passion that he had to come and bring to the table, and things that he was saying because of the representation, and to give you sense of pride to be, okay, I'm proud to be a smart Black person. I'm proud to say that I could be a strong Black person, you know, and I can stand upright and talk, you know, and actually have a decent conversation, or actually become important, or actually have my own business. I could be the person that you come to for information. I could actually be smart enough to be the person you come to for information or guidance. Now I could be the person that could stand strong on side of you when times get hard. Stuff like that. Or when I need somebody, I can go to my neighbor, my brother. I don't feel like you is a threat to me. I feel like we are a community, you know, stuff like that. People don't realize representation means a lot. So what you see, what you hear, and what you eat, smell, is what you're gonna project. So if you're around negative stuff, that's all you're gonna project. But you see positive and strong and strength, and you see motivation, that's what you're gonna project. You're gonna project motivation. You're gonna project good vibes. You're gonna see somebody say, you know what I'm saying, that's a king right there. I like to see you getting it in. I like to see you doing good. I like to see your channel growing. I throw shout out at people because that's how I am. A hell of a lot of new fans to Marvel, right? Exactly. He gave you that. I mean, I'm gonna kind of put like a monk that can fight, you know, humble, but at the same time, you know, prideful. He brought that to the table when he came with Black Panther. I'm trying to get the camera right. I don't know what I did, but something is not the way it used to be. It's not the way it used to be. But yeah. Let's see if we can find something else. Ben Affleck rumors more Batman if the Flash workout. All right, they were saying. I was saying about that rumor about Ben Affleck becoming back as Batman. That Ben Affleck supposed to be playing retrieving his role as Batman. So in the Flashpoint, and if the Flashpoint do good, will Ben Affleck continue being Batman? I think so. I think it's more not just about the Flash movie; it's more resting on the Snyder Cut. So if the Snyder Cut bring everybody back to the table, then it's a possibility. I would see Ben Affleck coming back, because why wouldn't you? That'll be his biggest role right now. That'll be his money maker. Why pass up a gold mine? Unless it was too strenuous on his body and he got too old and he can't keep up with it no more. If he can't do that, then I can understand. But if not, and you see this Marvel, DC comic books, all of this shit is the biggest thing right now in the movie industry or the entertainment industry. Why wouldn't he come back? Why wouldn't he not come back? Just, that's just my thoughts. But if this Snyder Cut bombs and they say everybody, thumbs it down, even though if a lot of people gonna go see it because of the hype. Everybody know a lot of people gonna go see the Snyder Cut. They know this. So it's not about how many people gonna go watch the Snyder Cut. It's more about once the people watch it and they reception to it. So if they give a positive reception, that means whatever they build off of this is gonna get the same hype as this, right? So they got a positive reception, so they're gonna build. But if it get a negative reception, the negative reception gonna say, well, you know what? This was just a little thing that we did in the background. Let's just scrap it and continue on with this new Batman. Because I'm kind of interested. I mean, they have a lot to prove. They're gonna have a hell of a lot to prove with the Twilight Batman. Exactly. Hey, y'all give me 1 second. I gotta go re-up right quick. You know what I'm saying? Hey, appreciate y'all. Hit that like button. I'm gonna go pour me up some more in my cup. This is my mini cup, so it's taking me more cups to get to my cup that I cup. How many cups could a triple cup if a triple cup could your cup up? Oh. Shit, yeah, G4, shit, yeah. Yeah. You gotta get your cup. Gotta get the cup going early in the morning. Yeah, I be having to have my cup. See, my whole thing is my coffee cup, and then my mama, she didn't even stop me. But I was grown when I started drinking coffee like that. I had a job and we was like in the cooler and everything was cool as shit, right? So, and then the hours we worked was extra early in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So while you at work 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, you know what I'm saying? You cold, you want something to drink, or whatever. So what happened with me was they gave us free coffee. So it's cold, cooler. I'm 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm tired. What I'm gonna end up doing? Give me a cup of coffee. Well, you know it, give me another cup of coffee. Then all of a sudden, every morning, every morning, I want coffee. So now I'm a coffee drinker. And it happened like that. So now I have to buy my coffee. I end up feel like, how they was like drug dealers and stuff like that. But they said, here was your first taste for free. But you know what I'm saying? Coffee ain't that bad. It's bad, but it ain't that bad, some whatever type shit. I'm gonna try this shit. This might work a little bit better if I did the camera like that. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but something had changed. well, this just not where it's supposed to be. That's good enough, huh? We good? Y'all good? I mean, yeah, that would have been. Now we in this situation where what's next? What they're gonna do? You know, how they gonna continue Black Panther? What they gonna say in his place? You know, what's it's just one of those type of I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, G4. It's like one of them things. But let's have a quick blast from the let's have a quick blast from the past on the I guess this will be the Daily Show. I found a video where they was talking about Chadwick. Chadwick Boseman came out and was talking. So let's check it out.
I didn't expect you to do that.
Welcome to what do you mean you didn't expect me to do that? Everywhere you go now for the rest of your life, you will be greeted like this.
You are not lying.
You are the king of Wakanda, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Wow.
I've been a fan of yours for such a long time, and I've watched you go from film to film, and you've played some of the most iconic people on screen. But there is something truly different and magical about this character. Could you feel it when you were making Black Panther?
Yeah, he just looked like
I think the whole cast really knew how special this project could be. We knew what the comic book was. We knew what what the whole idea of this technologically advanced nation in Africa that essentially they're the oldest people on the planet.
Right.
That's that idea that it was a revolutionary one that we knew we could throw a lot of our passion into, and we didn't know how people would receive it. We didn't know, that it would be this sort of impact. That
right.
We knew that it would be important to see a Black superhero. We knew that would be interesting. We knew that, once people saw what these women were, that would impact some people, but you don't know if that's going to be a niche group of people that love it. And you also don't know if it's going to, if the studio is going to put everything they can into it. And
right.
I have to give Marvel credit and Disney credit for, throwing the book at it.
Right.
Essentially is what they did.
And that's really what they did. I mean, like the marketing worldwide, the way the story was presented, everyone on the cast, because what made the story special was, I don't know if it was just me, it feels like Black Panther's powers come not just from his suit, but from his people.
From his tradition.
From his tribe, from the women around him. It was really special to see a situation where it didn't feel like anyone was a sidekick. It felt like everyone was part of a team. Was that something that you were focusing on in the way you treated your stars in every scene?
Absolutely. I felt like in order for him to be a good king, one of the good signs of someone who is wise is that they disseminate responsibility.
Right.
And so I felt that, his father would have taught him, use everybody's skills. Don't try to do everything.
Right.
You can't be everywhere at one time. So it was important for Denai to be as strong as she is.
Uh-huh.
It was important for Lupita to be as strong as she is. And I felt like, what we had as far as, there's no real, I don't think there's a villain in this movie. I think you have two sides of the same coin,
right?
The Killmonger story and the T'Challa story.
Yeah.
We treated it that way. Michael and I kept ourselves separate and came together at certain points so that we could create this sort of tension on scene, but in the scenes. But it was a collaboration, I think, for everybody.
That's an interesting idea, that there was no villain. It was two sides of a story. I mean, more than ever in America right now, people feel like, oh, there's a villain, there's no villain.
Exactly. Hey, he said it perfectly. that's what I like to see in movies now. I don't care to see that typical villain story in the movie where he the bad guy just to be the bad guy to point the finger at. I don't care for that. I like people to use their critical thinking where they say they choose who they want to side with when you're watching a movie. That's how the writing is supposed to be these days here. That was back in the 80s and the 90s and that those type of writing skills. I mean, we'd have been there, we'd have did that. Nowadays, the better anything nowadays, if you could just honestly say they could take a villain and normalize him, it's not gonna make a greater story. You don't know about storytelling. But Chadwick Boseman is right though. When they brought that dynamic, everybody was talking like they gave that dynamic of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They was giving that dynamic of a lot of people saying I felt like how Killmonger felt. Then people from the States was like, yeah, that's how it is. And then it gave you that dynamic where it had a bigger discussion around the movie for a hell of a long period of time. I mean, not before Black Panther came out, people was talking about it. Now, once Black Panther came out, you still had a debris of topics. People talked about Black Panther for still to this day. You still find people talking about the Black Panther movie. That's how much of an impact it had. And people don't know about all these moving parts that Black Panther had. And they want to just relate it to The Lion King because it might have still had the same bone structure that gave it some of its core features. Same thing as all the other Marvel movies, or even the critically acclaimed The Joker movie. It had that taxi bone structure on it, but it still had its own feeling. It was its own movie. Now, the Black Panther movie was its own. I mean, it had so much different things that never been done in a live action movie before that people had the audacity to take the movie and classify and say, oh, they got this, they got that, which ain't a single movie. You can't say they adapted some type of format from a previous movie that's been out. It's not a movie to this day that say they did 100% that no other movie have done in a movie. But let's finish saying what Trevor have to say about this divide and saying not having no distinct side.
Villain, it feels like every story needs to have that, but that's what made Black Panther so complicated. And I won't give any spoilers away, but it felt like a story where you truly did not know how you felt. You just had to work on how you felt about how the people were trying to do what they were trying to do.
Well, it doesn't let anybody off the hook.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and I think that's the key thing is that I think when everybody is the hero in their own story.
Right.
like you should be the hero in your own story. You should be, you should see yourself conquering, the dramatic action of whatever you're trying to do. So when you get to crisis, you know how to deal with it. You should be able to do that. And there are people that come in and help you with your story, but you have to be the person who deals with the conflicts that are in place. Nobody else can. There's no Deus Ex Machina.
Right.
It's going to come in and save it for you. Even if you pray to God, God expects you to do some things. So I think you have to be that hero.
I know that I felt that and I connected with so many of the characters in different ways, not just because of who they were and what they were doing, but also because of home. Like, I was really impressed by the fact that everyone in the movie had an African accent. And what was cool was it was African accents from different places. Like M'Baku had a Nigerian inspired accent, and Nakia had an accent that had flair, like a bit of Kenya in there. And T'Challa came out, and there was a moment in the movie where I was watching you and I was like, why does this sound like a little bit of a young Nelson Mandela? There was like was there like a Xhosa inspiration behind the accent?
Absolutely. That was the
See, Trevor, he's from Africa, so he know about this.
Oh, wow. So I wanted that sound.
All right, let's see, Trevor, he from Africa, right? So he know the different. See, us from America, if we had an African accent, it just sounds like an African accent. It's hard to distinguish the difference between the two. They have some of us that knows the difference in that, but they have a lot of us that don't know the difference, right? But by Trevor being from Africa, he's been able to distinguish the different sounds of the accents. Like, for example, I say the same thing, so I can understand him to the fullest. I'm from Louisiana. I can hear somebody talk and say, oh, he from New Orleans. I can hear somebody talk and say, oh, they from Lafayette. Or I can hear somebody talk and say, oh, they from Lake Charles or Shreveport, or they from Baton Rouge. I could tell Opelousas, stuff like that. I can hear accents of different areas out of Louisiana. So when Trevor said it about Africa, he might be on some stuff. And I did know that the different tribes had different sounding accents, you know, to represent like different parts of Africa on a cool, you know, just a small detail.
Specifically because I felt like the clicks are an indication, like it's believed that languages that have the clicks, they're among the oldest.
Right.
And
right.
so
right.
I felt like that was a great sound for this particular character. And you know, the point that you just brought up about each person having a different sound, we felt like we were taking the continent and sort of closing it in, like compressing it and saying everything that we love about the continent came from here.
Right.
So you can pull from every place because there's a dispersion from Wakanda. So yes, she could have a Kenyan hint in her accent. It also allows each actor to bring things that are close to them to the story.
Right.
So as opposed to like some people might be like, well, you can't just have this generalized Africa where people are picking from anything they want. But if it becomes from an organic truth and an organic DNA, which is what we did, then and everybody's on the same page, then it becomes something that is real. So,
Was a part of you worried though that everyone having African accents would be something that like the studio or even moviegoers wouldn't gravitate towards?
I wasn't worried.
So somebody was worried. Somebody was worried.
I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't worried because I had seen, you know, I'd seen John Connie doing Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? I'd seen who plays my father in the film. I had seen, you know, African Zulu Macbeth.
Right,
You know, I'd
right,
seen
right.
that before. So I already knew it worked. I had seen that from my college years.
Right.
That this could work. You know, other people hadn't seen that. So I knew that that an African accent could carry all of that passion in the English language, you know, just as well as a British one could, if not better. And so, you know, for me, there was when I heard things like people can't listen to that, you know, for an entire film. If, you know, they were just talking about me doing it. I was like, no, we're going to go to Wakanda one day. and if in my mind, I was like, if I have a British accent right now, what's going to happen? When the rest of the nation is speaking with a British accent.
I'm just picturing that
It would be
scene.
horrible.
I'm just picturing that cut out of the movie right now. It's like Black Panther coming back, and everyone's like, "My king, you have returned." He's like, "Well, hello there. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, hello. Good to be back."
When we were debating it, I had that nightmare. I was like, no, boy.
Like the movie connected with so many people on so many levels. And one thing I really enjoyed was I got to watch the film in New York City. I got to watch the film with many different people from different walks of life. I watched how it touched many African Americans. What I also loved, though, was how that authenticity translated back to Africa, back to South Africa. I saw people back home who embraced the movie just as much as people did here, which is not an easy thing to do because Africans get portrayed in a certain way in film. And a lot of the time I won't, like, we watch movies and we're like, who are they trying to imitate right now?
Right.
What part of Africa is this?
Right.
But people loved it back home. People loved it in the motherland. Was that something that was important for you? Did that touch you?
I can't even put into words what that feels like because you know, on both sides, as an African American, and you know, seeing people from the continent, I've seen the divide for my entire life.
Right.
You know, I've you know grew up and I remember hearing the term African booty scratches as an insult. You know, I remember that. And then I went through my phase of trying to find Africa and not knowing, well, which place am I from?
Wow.
You know, and I've seen Africans who viewed us in a particular way where you're not connected.
Right.
You don't know where you're from. And at the same time, love parts of our culture. So there's like there's been this weird dynamic. You know, I don't know the oral tradition because I didn't grow up with it, you know, from you know, if I knew exactly where I came from growing up, I would have had an oral tradition from that place.
Right.
I've never had that. So this movie, in a certain way, creates a story that we all share. And it's the first time I feel like that's ever happened. Where,
I feel like
where it's like, okay, that's our story. That's our story too. I think part of that is because you have these two characters who have this collision,
right?
And they have to go through each other and find out about each other. So even in fighting, there's a sense of kinship among them, and I think it's portrayed on screen where people accept it.
It's portrayed, it's welcomed, it's electric, and it's gonna make $1 billion plus. So congratulations. It's so amazing having you on the show. Thank you for everything you've done. I appreciate you.
Chadwick Boseman, fella. Chadwick Boseman, everyone. Chadwick Boseman. Good person, man. He's gonna be missed. He truly gonna be missed. But yeah, man, let's see. Man. It's gonna be a lot of man. It's kind of like, you get stopped for words. Just, like I said, that was his personality, just him being himself. When he on the talk show, that's not him trying to portray the role of T'Challa. That's just him being himself. And you can feel the passion behind what he was doing, how he was doing, the way he was doing it, why he was doing it. It's a blessing to have the opportunity. It's a blessing that we had the opportunity even to get to know him, for him to share these things and actually go in the struggle that he went through just to give this to us. We had to be appreciative of these things, keep it in memory. For years to come, we had to say, hey, Black Panther is gonna be like, okay, when you show roots, you show Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? From the generation of that to, how we came from there to where we stand at now, and then, stuff like that is a part of our heritage now. And that's a thing that we was actually a part to live. So in the future, this is going to be, a memory of when we went to see Black Panther, who you went seeing Black Panther with, how you seen it, and when y'all discussed it. So in 20 years from now, we still gonna be talking about Black Panther. We're not gonna be talking about the Man of Steel. We're not gonna be talking about Iron Man 3, but Black Panther is gonna be forever. Kind of forever. Shit, yeah. Yeah, I think they're gonna do a lot of Black Panthers gonna get a lot of I'm about to say not sales, but yeah, it's gonna get a lot of sales, but it's gonna trend up. A lot of stuff about to start trending with his movies and merchandise and out, etc. stuff that have anything to do with Chadwick Boseman. Because it's only a few people in this world that everybody can agree on and don't have nothing to say negative. I mean, everybody is human. Don't get me wrong, everybody is human. But on the light of being human, that he don't have 1,000 negative things that's going on in his life. That people saying that he's a bad person and he's trying to take over the world type, just by, be that, just be that bad individual. It's kind of hard to explain when the people, they might be assholes. I'm just kind of, I'm still kind of scrambling with words because of that. It was powerful. You know what I'm saying? His life and the stories and the legacy that he left behind is still powerful. I mean, just watching that interview with him and Trevor Noah, it brings excitement. You see the honor that he had with him, that he brought to everybody, not just him as Black Panther, him as a person. He left a legacy for people to see and say, it's not just possible just to see him as a superhero, right? It's possible to see yourself being who you want to be, accepting you as who you are, and being the best version of yourself. Bringing something to say, you know what? in my life, I'm gonna leave. So I want to do something that's powerful to leave for the next generation to climb on. You know, he's like one of those people that did those, you know what I'm saying, did those types of things, which inspire people to help inspire more people. You know, that should be like a plague. You know what I'm saying? Let his legacy and his inspiration inspire you and inspire me to inspire other people to be inspired, to do great things and be here for our brothers and sisters and neighbors. I seen some of this, but I just want to check a little bit of it out because I ain't never just watched the whole thing, even though my homeboy Chaos had seen the whole thing. Let me see that. I had the mouse thing over.
From your secret friend.
Okay. That's Commissioner Gordon speaking.
Who?
I can see him as Commissioner Gordon. I actually see it. It don't even fit him. All right.
Let's play a game. Just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
You're becoming quite a celebrity. Why is he writing to you?
If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?
The hell are you supposed to be?
Oh, he ain't let his left arm, let that right arm go. Okay, what y'all want to do?
Vengeance.
Man, see right there? He messed up his whole trailer right there. I remember seeing all the rest of that. And that was a fire-ass shot. He should have said, Batman. But anyway, though, that's enough of that. Let's get to find something else to check out. Okay, Trump's, okay. Y'all see something about Trump shit? Y'all know he did some other shit. He always got some shit going on with himself. Let me see, President Trump's return. Black Widow. Nope. Yeah, but really and truly, I just wanted to come on with the live stream and talk about Chadwick, the memory of Chadwick Boseman and the legacy and the impact that he left, even on my life. The impact he left on my life. You know, Chadwick Boseman was a stand-up guy, and you know, I'm just appreciative that I had the opportunity to know the person outside of the Black Panther mask, you know. Well, anyway, everybody, you know what I'm saying, appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I'm gonna probably hop on some Madden or something like that. I got a little yard work to do too outside, but I ain't in the mood for that. Or I might just, you know what I'm saying, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna figure out something. I might come back on and do something else live. So if y'all want to come back, you know what I'm saying, just say something and we'll go back live, and because you know they're gonna have some more stuff that's gonna be coming out in about the next 10 or 15 minutes. You know, it's a lot of you know things come like that, and if it's something, we'll do it. But until then, you know what I'm saying, appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Make sure y'all drink something with your boy, come back, toast, and all the other good shit. We up out of here, you know what I'm saying. Lose this cup, so let me get my cup. Yeah, we might play man again. Okay, guys. Oh, hey, you gotta help me with that playbook. I wanna start making my own playbook. I just ain't never took the time to go through all the X and O's and stuff like that. I just need a jump cut. That's all. Well, I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all be cool.